Good day, everyone, and welcome to today's training and meeting. It's all about how to make six figures in 6 months on Airbnb without owning any property. Owning real estate is a very good and profitable path to success. Owning real estate is a very good and effective path to success, and a lot of millionaires and billionaires own real estate and make a hell of money from it. So I'm going to also share with you the future generation or the future of real estate. The future of real estate. The future of real estate has to do with the current trend, which is the sharing economy. Every 10 years, there is always a change in the economy. And with the change of social media, for instance, Facebook, no content, but it has about $475 billion revenue. We talk about Uber, it doesn't own any taxi, but it has about $72 billion in revenue. We talk about Amazon, it doesn't have any products, but it's worth about $1 trillion. So currently, we're talking about Airbnb. It doesn't own any property, but is worth $33 billion and growing fast. Probably before the end of this training, it could have increased to $34 billion. So I want you to welcome into the sharing economy. And I want you to buckle up because what you're about to learn and discover has the potential to make you financially independent in months and not years. I've read countless numbers of books about how we can be able to achieve our financial goal and targets within the space of 5 years. And with this current information, you can be able to do that. What you would learn at the end of this is you're going to learn how you would be able to use a system that will allow you to rent properties, list them on Airbnb, and then automatically automate everything. So you can earn 6 figures or more working part-time. So I'm going to show you this system from beginning to end, and this system will allow you to rent properties, list them on Airbnb, and you automatically automate. It is automatical, like it is passive, and that is one key factor about earning wealth. You need to make your earnings passive, and everything I'll show you, you'll be able to start doing this in less than 24 hours if you are proactive. So you can see over here, this is my account. I started up in 2019. That was the first time I heard of this advice or this idea. And I created my account. And over here, you can see that my account is, this is my name. My identity is verified. My email is verified. My phone number is verified. And this is about me. But I have a second account right now for this particular program, this particular project. Here it says where I live, the language I speak, and the work I do. Then you can see over here my listings. I have about 24 listings. And the amazing thing about these listings is that I never owned any of them. All I just had to do is to make some calls, and the expenses I spent on these listings is less than $100 within the space of 6 months. But let's go back to my transaction history. So this is my transaction history for just 6 months from January 2022. It's loading to currently. Just 6 months transaction. I spent less than $100, just phone calls, fees on transactions, and transportation. Yeah, this is just the three main expenses I burnt the cash on, but I was able to pull in $2,752.71. If you change this to my local currency here in Nigeria, it's about a million naira plus. And you too can start doing this. How I started is diving into my listings. How I started, this is my 24 listings. My 24 listings I have here, and I have my major key listings. I have my money making key listings. Currently, this account is permanently closed. It was closed on 23rd of May, but I have a fresh new account to run this business in a new way and in a bigger way. So how I started was back in 2019. I wanted to go into real estate badly, not just real estate, like buying my own property, renting my own property. I wanted to go in badly because I have a lot of mentors that always told me the key to wealth, building your monopoly, has to do with real estate. But I never had money. I never had enough money to buy real estate. That was when I got a job working, and I also saw a lot of traders on the crypto forex market making millions and millions and millions of dollars. And I just wanted to learn this forex trading so I can generate some money and dive into real estate. So in 2019, I got this idea of renting out properties that I don't even own. I rent out properties that I don't even own. And I just need to make some calls, talk to the manager or the management, rent these properties, and I'll be able to what? Start making money from these properties. Currently now, I just have to get just a single room, furnish it very cheap, and then rent it out and make massive income from it. This is my first property I listed out. This is my first key property that made me my first dollar from this platform. And ever since I earned a dollar from this platform, like I went bananas. Like I did everything 10x. I had just 5 listings at the period when I earned from this property. And after I earned, like my eyes opened up and I was like, damn, like I could make a lot of money from this property and actually own my own property with the help of this business. So I made extra calls, added extra hotels, added extra apartments, talk to few family members that own properties, talk to few real estate business guys that own properties. And so far so good. A lot of them, because they never understood. That's one thing about business. If someone never understands what you're doing, they'll see you as crazy. But I stuck to the idea. I gave it massive action. I believed, and I earned income from it. Even my brother self never believed in this business, but the money I'm making now and me being able to rent a place of my own, he was like, damn, like he wants to know this. He even has an apartment in Abuja and he wants to start the real estate business with me. He wants me to train him. So I believed. I continuously kept doing this like a cycle since 2019 to now 2022. And it's a long time. It's a long time before I discovered the key secret of putting these properties in front of about 3 million users in the world. 3 million users in the world. And one thing about Airbnb is that when I listed this property, I never owned it. I had to take good pictures. I had to make it look professional, and I had to make the guests trust me with their money. It's very important. You make the guests trust you to their money because you are providing a home for them, not just an accommodation, but a home. And one thing about Airbnb is that you should always have your customer in heart. Always have your customer in heart. When you come in contact with them, always try to know who they are coming with. Always try to know the extra equipment or furniture they will need in the room, and you'll be able to what buy their trust, and they'll be able to what appreciate your services because that's best. That's the most important thing. Giving people good and quality services and making them feel at home. This was my first property, and this property is going for, let me check the pricing up. Let me check the pricing. Let me check the pricing of this property. Okay, this is the photograph. So I go back. So let me check the pricing. Over here, you can see the pricing and availability of the property. All these listings here, they are not available right now, but I've transferred most of them to my new account. So they are available and they are live. So over here, you can see you spend $123 per night. And the minimum rate, if I'm using smart pricing, I'm going to explain this later on, but smart pricing, we're not going to use smart pricing on most of the listings, because smart pricing can really uh, put your listing in a zone that it is not valued very well. So we have to control the pricing, and it is static. My pricing is static to $123 per night. And the ball game here is that since it's a hotel, I have to narrow out the funds for the hotel and make profits for myself. So I have profit I make from this apartment on a daily basis, not just a weekly or a monthly. It's a daily. Just spend the night and I have profit, about 50 to 100% profit from this apartment. So one thing I love about Airbnb, one secret about Airbnb that most hosts don't talk about, or most guests don't even know, or most companies don't even want you to know, is that Airbnb don't even care who owns the property. They don't care. They don't care. That's why we call it the sharing economy. You need to start sharing assets you have with others to earn wealth, or to sustain wealth. And it is proven by Forbes list that 15 entrepreneurs have been able to become millionaires from this Airbnb business. 15 entrepreneurs on Forbes list. You can go and check it out. So diving into our business plan, our Airbnb business plan, is that Airbnb is going to help us list properties, accommodation we don't even own, but we need to have an agreement with the owner. For instance, you can have a property in your country or in your state or in your locality, because most of these properties, I can even take a 10 minutes walk. I can take a 10 minutes walk and I'll get to this hotel instantly. If I have to meet my guests face to face, like my guests make a booking this evening, I have to accept this booking this evening and welcome him by 8 tomorrow morning. I can do that. I just have to, is a walk. I just need to walk or just take a transport that is not even going to consume 10 to 20 minutes of my time, and I'll get to these hotels. So I had to get hotels that are advantage, that has advantage in the positioning. They are around me. They are around me. So one thing we need to do is that you rent an apartment around you, or you get hotels around you that is not too far. So in case you have a booking, you can be able to go and welcome your guests face to face. Face to face. Apart from giving them a home, you guys can turn out to become future business partners, getting to know the person much better, and helping them in different areas of their life aside from real estate. So Airbnb helps you with ID card. They'll verify your user. They'll help you verify your user's ID card. They'll help you verify that. They will help you get the card payment. You don't need to stress about the payment. They will take the payment for you via card. I hope that they initiate crypto payments very soon and bank transfer payments very soon. And they help you scheduling your calendar. Here you can see you have a calendar. You can set out when your listings is available, when your listings is not available. They are going to help you to do all that. And most importantly, they help you with promotion of your listings. That is the automatic factor about Airbnb. Get an apartment, get a hotel, put it on your listing, and do what? Relax. They're going to be the ones to put it on Google search engine. They'll be the ones to put it on Facebook. Most times they also ask you to do the extra work on putting it on these different platforms. but you have to know that they promote it on their own servers, and they'll be able to get guests to come and book your accommodation. That's the automatic factor about Airbnb. So I'm going to break down something very, very important. I'm going to break down something very important. This is the change in mindset. This is the psychological change in mindset. And I want you guys to pay close attention. So to break down everything in details, I'm going to use an example for you. Let's say in Atlanta, Georgia, as I'm speaking to you right now, Atlanta, Georgia. In Atlanta, Georgia, they have a basic rent of $1,234 per month. $1,234 per month in Atlanta, Georgia. So for instance, now we found an apartment in Atlanta, Georgia that is $1,200 per month, not 220. Okay, wait. In Atlanta, Georgia, we have apartment that's at $1,234 per month. But the example I'm giving to you right now is an apartment that is $1,200 per month. 1,200, which is $1,200. Please take down these figures. It's very, very important. Per month. And the owner, which is Mr. Owner or Mr. A, is looking for a long-term tenant to live in this property for 30 days. It's very important we give this example with 30 days or 365 days in a year. So this Mr. Owner is looking for someone to live in this property for 30 days in a month or 365 days in a year. So let's break down this. Let's break it down. $1,200 per month is equals to $40 a day. If it is 30 days, it is 1,200 divided by 30 is equals to $40 per day. That's what this real estate owner wants people to pay, $40 per day. So if you don't check, if let's say Mr. Owner doesn't own this property fully, he's still paying mortgage, and this mortgage is $900, and this mortgage contains tax and insurance of this property, which is total of $900. So once Mr. Owner gets accommodation in this property, you factor in 1,200 minus 900, which is going to give him a profit of $300 each month from the tenant. He's earning $300 each month from the tenant. So that's going to be about, in 10 months, it's going to be $3,000, and in 12 months, it's going to be $3,600. Let's say, for instance, this property owner rents this property to me, Anthony. I understand the key and factor, the secret of Airbnb. And I talked to him, I discussed with him, hello, sir, that I would like to rent this property, but I won't be the one to stay in this property most times. He says, okay, let me think about it. And he gets back to me and say, fine, Anthony, let's give it a try. Since you want to rent this property, but you won't stay here, but you're going to bring guests to stay here. Fine, let's give it a try. He gives me this property. I furnish it at Craigslist for $200. I furnish after I paid him $1,200. I furnish it for $200, which is about 1,400 total right now. And I list this property on Airbnb, and it looks amazing. I list this property on Airbnb, and it looks terrific. It looks amazing. And I'll be charging people $130 per night. $130 per night. You might be wondering, why should I charge $130 per night for my guests? Because if you check on Google, in the state you live in the locality you live in the environment you live in, they have what they call an average hotel rate. Average hotel rate. The average hotel rate in Atlanta, Georgia is $133. So if I list my apartment for $130, I'm giving a massive discount $3 discount. So it's going to be like a cheap accommodation, and so a lot of bookings will come for it. So I book this accommodation for 20 days and not for 30 days like the old-fashioned real estate. I'm going to list and book and make this accommodation available for 20 days and not for 30 days. So let's say 130 times 20 days. 130 times 20 days. I'm going to factor all these things from the calendar. That's how I'll make it possible. 130 times 20 days is equals to $2,600 in a single month. $2,600 in a single month. So our net profit is original, which is 2,600 minus 1,200 I paid for a year, which is, okay, no, I paid for, is that a year? I paid for a month. Yes, I paid for a month. 2,600 minus 120 I paid for a month, plus the amount I used to buy utilities, which is on Craigslist, furniture and so on and so forth, which is $200, which is a total expense of 1,400, which is 2,600 minus 1,400, giving me a profit of 1,200 at the end of the month. So moving forward, I have to continue paying.
Tony,
Yes.
Tony, can you make me host so people come in? Like Mike is waiting to come in.
Okay.
Can you make me host?
Your host now. Okay. So I list this property for 20 days, charging $130, and I earn $2,600. Then $2,600 minus the expenses I have to give the house owner, which is 1,200, minus 200 for utilities for just the first month, or probably moving forward, because we have to pay electricity bill, pay water bill, pay taxes, and so on and so forth. So let's say on a monthly base, you make 1,200 from this apartment. In a year, you'll be making $14,400. $14,400, and I could achieve that. If this my account wasn't restricted on the 23rd of last month. I could achieve that target with this account. I could do that because I put in a lot of effort, focus, and continuous devotion to this business. And one thing I know about this business is that everyone has the capacity to do that, even without even knowing much about real estate. Everyone has the capacity to do that. So why you're on this call right now is to know this opportunity, and most importantly, we want to share with you the second part of this opportunity. Right now, everyone is meant to be able to see my whiteboard. So this is the game plan, the Airbnb automated project. So we have the center party here, which is going to be an account owned by an individual among our group. And since Airbnb doesn't care who owns the property, all they need to know is that there's a property being listed and there's a property being rented. That's the most important thing they need to know. So in that case, we have Mrs. K over here, who has an Airbnb account, which you're going to call the primary Airbnb account, the primary account. PA, the primary account. Then we have listings on this property. We create listings on this property. There are going to be listings on this property. Well, let me make this smaller. There are going to be listings on this property. These are different listings of different hotels, different apartments from different parts of the world, and so on and so forth. So we have different listings on this property. So let's say that we now have Mr. M, who is also part of this group. This is Mr. M. We have Mr. C, who is also part of this group. We have Mr. K, who is also part of this group. We have Mr. MI, who is also part of this group. We have Mr. E, who is also part of this group. And we have Mr. A, who is also part of this group. So one unique thing about this business project now is that all the listing is going to be on this property, and it's also going to be on this, it's going to be on this account, and it's also going to be on this account. The listings will be on this account and also be on this account. So this account is going to have a payout attachment, because the payment, since it is the primary account, every payment of this listing is going to this account. Every payment of this listing is going to this account. So we list these properties on here, and then this property is a property in my country, Nigeria. I'll be made a co-host to that listing. So I'll be CHA, co-host account, CHA. Then this listing is a listing in South Africa. We connect someone in South Africa to manage that. This listing is a listing in Dubai. We connect someone in Dubai to manage that. This listing is a listing in Australia. We connect someone in Australia to do that. This listing is a listing in Kenya. We connect somebody in Kenya. This listing is a listing is somebody in Port Harcourt, also in Nigeria. We connect somebody in Port Harcourt to manage that, becoming co-host. And as co-host, you have the privilege to what? Talk to the guests before they arrive. Welcome the guests before they arrive on arrival. And most times I go on a treat with my guests. Like the last guest, the first guest I hosted, I took her to the movies. We went and watched the movies because I made a lot of money from that listing. I just had to like share extra value aside from the accommodation. We went to the movies, watched a movie. She was thrilled. She gave me a good review. And that's the best thing. If you want to keep your account alive and survive years and years to come, always plead for a good review. Well, if you know that your guest is silly and won't give you a good review, you're going to file a complaint before he leaves. And that was what happened to my account before it got busted, because I didn't file my complaint, but I was on the right side of things. So I have learned that mistake, I've learned that error, and I've studied to prevent it in future. So then you also receive reviews. So this is what you do. You talk to the guests, you chat with the guests. The primary account doesn't have anything to do with the account, the listing you're a co-host to. The primary account is also going to have their own listing. They will still talk to their guests. They will still have to welcome their guests. They will still have to get good reviews from their guests. And all this will be taught to you, how to talk to your guests professionally, how to manage your listings, how to walk your guests into their apartment, and then how to get good reviews or prevent bad reviews before it happens. This is what I'm going to teach you. And then most importantly, while we are listing these properties on the primary account, we also list it on your own account, but it will not be active. It will not be active. It will be deactivated. Why? If the primary account has an issue, you can instantly activate your account, move the guest to your account instantly, and close that guest. Get the money from the guest. So that's very, very important until the primary account is fixed. Meanwhile, we're going to have a PA2 account, a primary account too. That is going to be on the side. So as we're listing all these properties here, we're listing it here too, but it's going to be deactivated. It's not going to be active at all. It's going to all be deactivated. So as soon as we have issues with this, we can just easily get this connection here, get this connection here, and then this keeps running. Then we fix this primary account and bounce back to here. So this is the game plan. This is the Airbnb project. And we plan to make a hell of money from this. So when we get listings and the primary account receive payments, it will the primary account will send cash or disburse cash, yes, to your locality, to your country, and you can be able to pick up cash or receive it as crypto. Thank God for crypto. You can receive it as crypto. You can receive it in bank. It all depends on how this primary account is able to disperse cash to you. So that is the game plan, and that is the future of how you can be able to make 6 figures in 6 months on Airbnb without owning any properties. Thank you so much for being attentive on this training, and I will stop share so that
So
we can
yeah,
ask questions.
as a user.